And we are live. All right. Oh, look at that! And look at that. My computer just told me that the Lamentations of the Martian Princess is live. How about that? Wow, that's so nice. Well, here we are. We're going to be playing some Lamentations of the Martian Princess after a bit of a hiatus. We had a cliffhanger. We were going to play on Halloween, and then that didn't work out. So we're going to play it today on Election Day of all days. How about that? So
I did not vote.
I did not vote. And we're playing despite the fact that now daylight savings time has kind of split the group up a little bit because, you know, our Puerto Rican friends do not follow daylight savings time, which because they're smart. But our Canadian friends are better Americans than them, following our ridiculous daylight savings time. But anyhow, just some house cleaning before we start this whole thing. We decided to use a couple alternate rules because I've been reading a lot, a lot of this, and I love a lot of what James Radji did with this. So we're going to use the skill system that they have in that book. So these guys, instead of using my D12 skill system, I kind of cooked up that like gives people that are not specialists some skills over time. James did a much better job, and so now these guys just have one skill at 4 and 6, and one skill in 3 and 6, depending on their intelligence. And if you're dumb, you have a little less, but that's okay. And if you're smart, you have a little more. Not that we're going to call Umanak dumb. No.
Heaven forbid.
And also, we decided to go with a more a different saving throw system. So pretty much without explaining all of it to you, because I'll make my own really exciting video you can watch about this. You can have a partial save at an 11 and a full save at a 15, and it might get modified by something. And we're gonna we messed around a little bit more using the magic system a little bit closer to this book, but throwing in a couple tweaks. So anyhow, we're just messing around with that because it's a fun game to mess around with the rules and see like what really works. Anyhow, we'll recap now, right?
Please recap time.
Okay, so as far as I can remember, you guys, let's see, what did happen?
We went to the temple because we needed to steal the eye
of Anu
for Yvette.
Yeah, that's correct. Yvette wanted you to do that, and so beforehand, you had actually gone to the episode prior. You actually went to the house of Makel. You saw the Azi come down. You saw them kill Makel. You beat a hasty retreat because that did not go very well. Thane almost died, but was brought back by the priest Solanges, and who healed him like from the brink of death, but also placed him under a quest. The quest was to eradicate the foul religion of Anu from the land and restore the rightful religion of Bela, in the city and perhaps the entire world of Mars. Not really sure. It's a little ambiguous, but he's kind of under a bit of a quest to do so. And because of this, he went out and he took all this money that you had no idea he had, because in the other world, the thieving little bastard, held on to all this gold and silver, and he spent a ton of his money on a suit of plate mail, an extravagant suit of plate mail, and it appears to have gone to his head because he's acting as if he's somebody incredibly important. And Umanak, who you've run into, this world's version of Umanak, seeing as Jasimba like flew the coop. Well, he's kind of taken Umanak as his squire. He fired Arius and told him to get the heck out and never come back because Arius ran for his life when you guys were, casing Makel's joint, if you recall. Yeah. And so the hungry Arius, had to leave. And so at this point, you got the priestly robes from Javed. Thane refused to wear them because he realized, I can't wear this foul raiment with the symbol of Anu on it, with the big horns and everything. And because he got the medallion, the cool astrospace medallion from the priest Solanges in his bakery, because that's his cover, and which looks kind of like a sun, but a triumph symbol from Star Wars. Just this really cool looking thing, which I assume he wears close to his chest, because he's a paladin now.
Oh my
And
God.
you know, he's a knight charged with a mission. He's on a mission from God.
I think the most important point of the mission is that he has to restore the religion or die trying.
That is absolutely true.
I have 100%.
And you're here to help me do it, huh?
Yeah.
I have 100% confidence.
Right. Absolutely true. So you're the idea is you're going to wear these robes, go into the temple of Anu, get this eye of Anu, which is something that Javed has told you he's going to give you a lot of money for, because actually he's pretty sure let's see what this guy's name, a fellow that's taken over the town, Calgarax. He thinks he's the buyer for that. He's taken over the town of Paragon, or the city of Paragon, down the road a little bit. But he's pretty sure that he wants it. It's supposed to be this object that's, about so big, maybe 2.5 feet, something big, a big old honking crystal in the middle. It's supposed to be something really valuable. You go to the temple, they're having the sacrifice of all these victims that have been rounded up throughout the city. And you take Thane in like Chewbacca, as if he's a prisoner. You give him some story that he's a special prisoner, needs to be interrogated. You go upstairs in the temple. You look to see what's going on in this big, giant, circular central chamber, or chamber on the back wall of the temple. And you see in this 80-foot chamber, there's a little rim around it where people are standing. They've been tied up, manacled to it. There's guards and priests and little alcoves kind of out of the way. And they've slid the floor of the temple back in this giant chamber. There's these enormous chains that are attached to some kind of platform. They've hoisted it back up. And there's this enormous creature. This platform is 65 feet across, 65-foot across circle. This creature takes up almost the entire thing. There's just some mouths and eyes and hideous things on it, but one end has a bigger sort of head with a mouth, and there are these appendages like tentacles just snaking out of this thing, grabbing the sacrificial victims, stuffing them in this mouth. But this thing appears to be in some kind of mortal agony, because these 3 foot long, like black, nasty, opalescent cilia covered slug things with these 3 low burning eyes and these lamprey mouths just keep burrowing into its flesh. And there must be hundreds, maybe even thousands of them in there, and so it's just sickening. You've seen these before, as you guys surmise, that actually in the Antha.
Yeah.
And so let's see, Umanak and Parthalion actually look at this thing. They go a little bit nutty. Umanak runs for his life. Parthalion just screams his head off because it's so horrific to see. Finally, the party goes. They find Umanak hiding in a library of foul of books. But you guys also find another chamber in there where there's a priest. There's a couple of guards. You manage to best these guards after you insult the priest and call his religion a cult. I believe that was Parthalion.
Cult.
Call the religion a cult.
Legit.
Called his religion a cult, which he took quite a bit of offense to. And I recall that was bad.
We're not a cult.
And actually, Parthalion actually takes a little bit of damage. His spell, I forget what spell he tried to cast, but it failed.
Forgot to. Yeah.
But it failed.
You
did kill the guards. You immobilize this priest. You go into this other room, and you do in fact find the what appears to be the eye of Anu, but it's covered over by this big robe or sheet or tapestry. So finally, what you do is I believe Parthalion lifts it up, and Thane decides he's going to stab it right in the eye, right in whatever this thing is, and you hear this big giant clang. You open your eyes, and you at this point, because it doesn't sound good, the priest is shrieking, "What have you done?" You hear this horrible humming. You look at this item, which is about 7 feet across, and it looks kind of like that.
Yeah.
Except it's not just a blue crystal. One's red, one's blue, one's green. And now they're all kind of glowing on and off, and it's making this really ominous thrumming sound. But also, it's on a stalk, if you will, that goes right into the stone. And once you've done that, it seems to have just kind of like come to life. And it's starting to turn it, and you realize the stone is like cracking around it. And you feel like it's almost as if this thing is turning and moving, and the very stone of the temple is starting to crack and separate around it. And the priest is shrieking, and so that's where you are right now. That's how we start.
Oh man.
And Umanak ran off somewhere.
Oh no,
Blind.
Umanak was with the group by that time. They found you, they calmed you down. You were hiding, I think,
okay.
under the desk. You know, trying to pile books around yourself, if I recall.
Right.
And the stalk and the whole thing is metal,
Yes.
right? So it's all huge. Well,
Yeah, this thing is like got to be like at least 5, 6, feet around. It's just starting to move, and you can see like it's like the building is shaking. Now the cacophony of the sacrifice of this beast eating the people, you can still kind of hear that, even though it's like way down the hall from where you were. But now I mean, you can kind of faintly hear at this point, because you've gone quite a bit away around the temple through this kind of like snaking hallway. But now it's like the building is like kind of shaking, and this thing is starting to make this louder and louder thrumming sound. The priest is like now on his knees and clasping his hands in front of this thing, saying, "Oh, please, great Anu, like vindicate us."
Bartholomew says, "This is folly. There's no way we can take the eye. Retreat. We must get out of here."
Okay. That thing was thrown up against the wall. Remember when he hit it?
Yeah.
And
thing was they did. Yeah, you didn't take
he's trying to regain his footing and stand, bracing himself against the wall. Is he seeing any kind of debris or anything falling? Like is the ceiling crumbling or?
It's starting. You look around, you can see like there's like little chinks of the ceiling starting to
masonry starting to drop and
cracks start to kind of come up the sides of the walls a little bit. It's like amazing. It's like this is some solid rock, and it seems to be kind of cracking as this thing is moving.
What we predict is the eye turning on the stalk. Is any or?
And no, it's turning. It's like turning a little bit. The stalk is kind of like moving. It's almost like it's raising up a little bit. It's like there's metal like in the actual stone of the temple. You're not sure how it got through there.
Well, unless the temple is built around it. I say, let's go, and I run for the door. I'm getting out of here. This is not
okay. What is everybody's move right now?
Oh.
Now this is important. Normally I wouldn't ask this kind of thing, but you are. But like somebody is like really kind of way down, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm light. I dropped every non-essential thing. So
right.
I'm at 90.
You're at 90. Okay.
You're at 90. Wow.
Even with the Shane, you're at 90. You're not carrying very much, are you?
Yep. Yeah, I left the bow.
Okay.
I'm at 90 as well.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. I had 3 encumbrance. That is.
You do have that shield. You do have plate mail. That's 3 points of encumbrance right there. Then you must be carrying something besides that, right?
Well, I'm not carrying any baggage or anything. I mean, the shield and sword.
Yeah, you carry a sword. Okay. Yeah, all right. Because once you get into the sword, that's kind of you're looking like you're at least in the heavily encumbered. It looks like you're at the 60 range.
Yeah, I'm heavily encumbered.
And Bartholomew, you're like about light. You're like 120.
Yeah, I'm unencumbered. Basically, I'm at like 120.
Okay, that's it. That's I'm not going to nickel and dime everything right now, but yeah, just give me an idea. So now, so Parthalian's running. What is everybody else doing?
Danny's actually getting up and reaching in and grabbing, lifting out his medallion. Straight to the eye.
What are you doing?
Thane is fishing out his medallion out from his breastplate, and he's going to hold it out and walk toward the thing with the medallion out in front of him to put it on the eye. That's what he's walking straight.
So you got a priest in front of you. So you're going to be walking like that to go right to the eye. All right. What is Umanak doing?
Umanak is at his side, but step behind because he is Thane, and I am but his
Squire.
And I will just kind of lean over and say, "Might I suggest the use of your sword, O Great One?"
Bran? What is Bran doing?
Well, if he's gonna cover Parthalion's retreat, right?
That means you're running.
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what that means.
All right. So where are you guys running? Just to remind you, there was like a staircase, two staircases going down.
Yeah.
That you came from, or you can run back all down the snaking corridor to get to where the little balcony over that giant round room was, where the sacrifice is going on. Or there's a library, little library room you can go to.
I think we should get out of here. Yeah, I told these guys to go. You know, it's like this is folly. It's a huge metal thing, and the temple is shaking. I'm telling I'm telling them, you know, Bran, let's go down the stairs. We need to get out of here. The building might crumble.
Yeah, Bran turns to the other two guys. Don't be fools. Let us go.
Okay. The building continues to shake, and more like plaster, or not plaster, pieces of rock are falling as this thing is continuing to like move and like just raise up. It's now glowing like over and over again. The thrumming is getting really, really intense.
Also, you guys are really thankful that we're recording this, because otherwise I'd be doing a version of Elvis, a whole lot of shaking going on. So
Right.
I don't want that recorded for posterity.
When Thane got hit back, his sword came out of his hand, so Umanak may notice that he doesn't have it. He has still has the shield in his arm, but he's staggering forward to get to the thing through the debris that's falling and walk straight to the eye and hold the symbol of Bela right out toward the eye and try to place it on the eye. So that's what you'll notice, Umanak, as far as Thane. You know, when you
I have your back. I mean, I'm behind you all the way.
Okay. So, Parthalion and Bran are running down the stairs, I presume?
Yes, sir.
All right. These stairs are you can see already like that they're starting to shake as well. There's a lot of cracking going on throughout the stone of the building. But you don't really encounter anybody, you know, until you get to the bottom of the stairs. There's a few guards who are now like looking around like, what's going on? And they're looking just kind of freaked out.
Flee for your life, fools.
What? And one of the guy looks at you in the robes of a priest, and looks to his friend and say, "Johannes, run!" They throw open the doors and they run onto the street.
Nice.
Okay. As you go outside, the two of you, I'll let you all in on a little secret that happened the last session. And so I'm pulling back the veil just a little bit. Every session I roll, since you've been here in Mars 2, I've rolled to see if a thing would happen, because there's a very small chance of happening. I rolled every day. And so last session, at some point I rolled for that day, and I said, huh. And so I decided, well, when is this going to happen? I'm like, well, it's going to happen later on during the day. I can't recall if that was another roll or not. But I had to roll a D6 to see like how bad it was, and I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Completely nothing to do with what's going on here. So as you run outside, you can see now that there's definitely the temple is kind of like starting to shake more and more. You can hear the thrumming outside the temple. However, you can also see like what looks almost like a column of like reddish orange. It's not fire, but it's like glowing like almost as bright as the noonday sun. Of course, it's Mars, so how bright can that really be? But it's like this pillar of light and smoke, like coming right up, and it's towards like more like where you came from. It's in direction of like Sarathani's house, Javed's place, whatever. But it's just this unearthly
pillar of light.
Pillar of light, and just swirling around. Parthalion, you don't need to be much of a wizard to realize there's something not earthly or not Marsly about this phenomenon.
What new devilry is this?
Is there something on top of the pillar? Like I look up, is there like a spaceship or something on top casting a light, or is the light?
There's nothing really up there. It just seems to kind of it just seems to kind of go up. You can see like what look like shapes like moving around in it, but like big giants. I mean, there's like you see them and they're gone. You can't really make out of forms or anything like that, but there appears to be something like really unbelievable going on. It seems to have just started to happen. All right. In the meantime, Thane and Umanak, you are up.
Okay.
In the temple.
Yeah, as Thane's marching toward the eye, and then Umanak says, "Get your sword." I hear that, and over my shoulder I say, "Grab my sword. It's on the floor, Umanak. Prepare to strike the beast when I hold it at bay." And I'm marching forward with the amulet, right toward the eye.
Can I see his sword anywhere around here?
Oh yeah, no, you can find it.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
I will take up the blade and be ready to strike.
Yes, honorable squire. And he's walking toward there, and I'm trying to where the light is. I'm looking, right toward the eye, basically. Right. I'm gonna hold it and push it right on the eye.
Okay, as you get right up to that, and you put the amulet on there, you realize that this thing is incredibly hot. It wasn't hot a little while ago.
The eye
itself is incredibly hot. It's getting to the point where it's almost impossible to approach.
Okay, so the heat is just pelting me like this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, reflexively, when I'm that close, is it the same color throughout, or is it changed in hue, or is it?
No, there's one. It's like kind of three lobed. So there's one part that's like red. There's one part that's green. There's one part that's blue.
Okay. See the eye of, see the image of Bela, you foul creature, and he holds it out toward the eye. It's a little bit too hot, so Thane's hands are reflexively going to pull back. I don't think he'd be able to touch it, and I'm trying to hold it up, and I say, "Umanak, strike!"
I strike now.
Okay. Go ahead, strike the eye.
I strike now. Here I go.
There's no need to roll dice. You can certainly hit a large thing and piece of metal, but you need to make a saving throw.
Of course.
It goes boom.
Let's see. What kind of saving throw? I believe you're going to make a Constitution saving throw here. If you have any modifiers, they apply.
16.
Okay.
That's with the +1 for my Constitution.
That's cool. That's a full save. You do get thrown back, but you do not take damage.
Okay. Well, so what happened? Just repulsed by it, or
you hit it, and it's just like you get repulsed back.
Okay.
Now this thing is thrumming this whole different level. It's got much deeper, and these three lobes are now pulsing white. They're no longer red and green and blue.
Is it almost blinding?
Like, boom, boom. Oh yeah.
Oh,
and it's getting lower.
I think we made it angry thing.
And lower.
All right. Thank this time from the heat and the light, he has to turn his head to the side. He's like that. And then he finally pulls away and starts making his way toward the exit, and calls for Umanak. Umanak, come with me.
But wait, I thought we were destroying this evil thing.
Oh, I'm at the door.
Wait,
it's blinding, and I'm holding it up like that. And
but aren't you not a great knight?
The building will collapse on it. We have injured it.
All right. Boy, kind of a letdown, actually. I follow behind then.
All right.
Okay, so you guys both are exiting the room.
I was in the doorway of the room waiting for him to go out first before I leave behind him, and I'm still trying to hold the amulet up toward it.
Okay, cool. The priest is now still on the floor, like, great, Andu, redeem us. The rocks are still falling. And now at this point, I need you both to make a saving throw.
Okay.
I need you both to make a dexterity-based saving throw.
Oh, 18 plus 1, 19.
Okay. All right.
That's 11.
It's 11. That's a partial save on your part. All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see. There's a partial save and a full save. Okay. Good. Partial save. Thane takes 4 points of damage. I'll tell you how in a second.
All right.
Umanak actually manages to tumble away. In the meantime, I need everybody to give me a hand. Can each one of you roll me 5d6?
All of us?
Yeah.
$15.
15,
18.
18,
Yeah, I got a 16.
16, and what?
15.
17.
Wait a minute. I got a 15, 18, 16, and 17. There's only 4 of you. Oh, okay. 15, 18, 16, and 17? Is that what it is?
15, 16,
Yeah.
17, and 18. One of each.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, okay, somebody said 15 twice. I'm like, what the hell? I know I'm getting old, but not that old. All right. So that is, I believe, 63? Thereabouts. Okay. So that's how many points of damage the priest takes.
Oh, from
Wow.
the blast of radiation coming out of the.
Because all of a sudden there's this incredible blast of like heat and light going out of this thing. Thane does not quite get out of the room fast enough, so he gets hit by part of this blast. Umanak manages to get, but he must be like tumbling down the hallway at this point. It seems like.
Does the beam like punch through the walls and come out?
Oh
the
yeah, no, you got a great view of it. Actually, yourself outside as you're looking at this pillar of fire or whatever the heck it is. All of a sudden, you see this like white beam like go past through the temple. Like actually, you see it out of the corner of your eye because it hits the street.
Oh, sorry. Brian, we must head back home.
What about our comrades?
Bella will have to watch over them. Hopefully they'll leave, but we need to get some distance between here and find out what this new devilry is. This other light. Does it threaten our house, our staff?
Can you do anything about that light?
It seems quite powerful. It's enough to demolish a wall. I have no shield, no means to shield us. Though I may be able.
Getting louder.
I may be able to hide us if it approaches. But let's hurry. Let's hurry. So I take off. on the street. Nice.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
Listen, man, I was giving you guys one more round. You were going to be right there, and that was it. Yeah, I was going to I'm going to kill 2 party members.
The barbarian shakes his head and mutters something about the madness of civilized men, whether in armor or robes, and follows the old man.
Okay. What are you two doing inside the temple? As the temple's now shaking.
Is Thane still up?
Yeah, we can get up. I mean, they can just get damaged and roll and keep moving. That's, you're not immobilized or anything. There's no special effect involved with this.
Yeah. Well, I think they make sure that, after he gets hit, turns around and looks at Umanak and make sure he's, are you safe, Umanak? Is what
I am down the hall. Yes, I am very safe.
Okay.
You did not do so well.
he sees that, and then he staggers back, sees Umanak running in the hall, and he starts running and follows him.
Okay. Let's see. I need each of you to make another dexterity saving throw as you're running down the hallway as this temple is crumbling.
14.
12.
Okay. That's cool. It's a partial save, right?
Yeah.
Okay, each of you only take 3 points of damage as like rocks and everything are hitting you, and as you're. It's half damage. Woo!
Good.
Hey, that's good.
But you managed to get out of the temple. But it is now cracking, crumbling. People are running out of it.
Bits of matrix are hitting us, banging us.
Yeah. Also, though, there's this other ungodly sound. You hear this ungodly sound of this machine, or whatever the heck it is, the Eye of Anu, which is just breaking through the rock. But you also hear this low moan and mumble and shriek, which sounds just like that creature that was in that chamber.
In the pit. Yeah. Oh boy.
And all of a sudden, the temple itself, you see it just explode out one side, and this monstrosity, it's got to be at least 50 feet long, if not 60 feet long, is just pouring itself out of this temple.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, well, no, it's not. And so anyhow, Umanak's seen this thing before, but Thane sure hasn't. Thane, go ahead, make a saving throw.
Umanak has seen
throw. He's seen it before. Yeah, he's seen it. Make a charisma saving throw.
All right. I got a 2 and a -1. Yeah.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6, please.
Dang.
Missed it by that much. Yeah.
A 5?
Yeah.
All right. They just freezes and falls almost prostrate on the ground.
You change your armor.
And Umanak's seen this thing before, so he's a little freaked, but he's seen it. But just as the thing, mercifully goes by you, but it's just the biggest thing you've ever seen. It's just,
Oh gosh.
just all eyes and wrong and mouths and just what did you just see? You just can't wrap your head around it. There's still a couple people whipping around in these tentacle type things, and there's still these slugs going in and out of it, and the Antha that were in the temple are running around now, and the people, the sacrificial victims are running around. The temple is crashing. This giant metal monstrosity thing is, moving around. This loud thrumming is going on.
Umanak will pick up Thane, and is he able to walk, or must I throw him over my shoulder?
Oh, I think you have to throw him over your shoulder. I think he's a little bit freaked out right now.
Yes. So I will put him over my shoulder, and I'm just shaking my head. I am very disappointed, Thane. I thought you were a brave knight of a holy order of some sort. This is very distressing. We will walk back to.
Drooling right now.
Yes. Oh, here. Let me get that. As did you wet your pants? Oh.
And the air raid sirens are going off in the city at this point. The usual the dark attack sirens are going off. And so where exactly are Brandon and Thalion heading at this point?
I think we're heading toward because you said the column was toward a district where our house is, right?
Yeah, it's close to that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get as much distance as I can between us and the Temple of Anu, and head back home because I'm worried. Is this light destroying our house? What's his name?
Asper?
Asper, there we go. Asper, our major domo, and the staff. I'm concerned for them.
Right. Okay. Well, what you realize as you're kind of running, I'm assuming you're running at this point towards your house, is you start to realize what the neighborhood configuration is, and no, this is before your house. This looks awful close to Javed's place. And then you start to realize, I think that's probably right over on on over Javed's place. I'm reading your note where it says prostrate.
Yeah.
Prostrate.
I think you dropped something.
Here you go.
Okay, it's about this time that you hear this rumbling behind you. You recognize that unearthly wail. And this thing just goes just past you. Mercifully, doesn't actually run you and Bran over, but it's smashing through buildings. And it's just
the abomination is going toward
right
the light.
towards the light, frantically.
So yeah, so we take cover against like a building as it goes by.
All right, Brand, your saving throw time. Make me a
All right.
charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Yeah, don't roll a 1.
Okay. Okay. Just a question.
Okay.
According to the book, I want to know this change. My +1 wisdom applies to all non-spell saving throws.
Right. In this case, though, if we're rolling for an ability score itself, that doesn't apply.
Okay. Okay. Oh, 20.
Dang.
Yeah, see that before. It's listen. If you've seen like an old man crawl inside an octopant to get some kind of like organ,
Yeah.
that's nasty. Yeah, this is nothing. You're just like, it's freaky, but like you don't lose your crap.
Which it was great because Christmas time. Okay, it's not that bad. It's the other guys. Okay. Damn. Yeah, it's like Parthalion like crawling inside the octopant.
Yeah, that was gross. This,
And I saw a guy stuck in a wall. This is just a worm.
Yeah.
Madness. This place is mad. Has gone mad.
You should stop messing with sorcery and those green men.
Alrighty. And
have we made our way back to our abode?
well, Umanak is going lumbering kind of slow. Thane is starting to come to again.
When Thane's coming to, I'm looking around. I said, "Did we do it, Umanak? Did we uproot the abomination? Is
No.
it gone from the?
No. I've never seen someone try to use the fetal position as an offensive move before. Unsuccessfully, my friend. No.
All right.
He's out of it.
I am disappointed in you greatly.
All right. So at this point, as you guys are probably still, I'm assuming that Bran
Parthalion, Bran, I think we stop right for a moment because now the beast is going this way, and so I think we're just taking our bearings, like looking at the temple and looking at the beast going that way. What's going on with the temple? Right? Is it crumbling? Is it still shaking?
Is it completely falling apart at this point?
Okay, so it's still going. It hasn't stopped at all.
Right, and you hear that sound a couple more times of like this thing emanating some kind of ray, and just like more things, like you can hear kind of explosions and what have you, and then the thrumming kind of like is starting to die down from the temple. But if you look back at the temple, the thing is completely destroyed, just shot between this creature emerging out of it, this metal machine coming to life within it, but looking forward. Mm-hmm. And by this time, I assume Umanak and Thane are kind of catching up with you slowly, with the dazed Thane and the rather disappointed, disillusioned Umanak. The disillusioned squire. You can see like there's people out in the streets like wondering what's going on. Some of the Antha are kind of like walking. Some of them are even sort of trotting, in your direction towards where this giant monstrosity went. The monstrosity you could see like finally it's in the distance, but it seems like it might have made its way there, because all of a sudden you can there's a tremendous flash of light. This thing gets much bigger on the ground, like where Yved's house should be, and once again you can see like various bizarre figures moving in and outside of this. There's even like shapes like coming out of this giant flash of light. You're not sure if creatures are coming into this world or what this is, but there's a giant flash of light. All of the Antha that you can see around you begin to crumble. No kidding, into dust. They start to fill up with this light, and they start to fall. And these out of each Antha, at least one, sometimes two of these slug-like creatures are like trying to crawl out of its mouth, crawl out of something, and they start to burst into flames and like start to crumble themselves, but not all of them. Some of them actually make it out of these Antha as they're disintegrating, and just like slide down sewers, into alleyways, and what have you. But you look around, like every ant that you can see has just completely crumbled.
Too bad we didn't know this trick back when they used to raid us for slaves.
Well, whatever that light is, at least it's getting rid of the slugs and the antha. Let's go closer, see what's going on. Are you all right, Umanak and Thane?
Well, Thane's he's euphoric. He's kind of delirious. He looks at Master Parthalion. We've uprooted the evil. It's leaving the city.
No, we didn't.
He's wiggling a little bit, trying to get off Umanak's shoulder.
Keep your
down,
voice,
Squire.
Keep your voice down. Let's see what happens to this abomination, and let's see what the source of this light is.
I hand Thane his sword. Here, hold your own sword.
Oh. Open rebellion.
Oh, yeah, this is bad. Bad news.
So are you actually approaching the...
I think we're cautiously going to keep walking toward Yved's house. At least I'm curious now. I want to see what the hell happens to the abomination.
You're in like the 5% of people. So a lot of people are running away from that area, but some are kind of curiously approaching it. Some guards. And so as you approach, it seems to be dying down, but like you realize that Yved's house is no longer there. In fact, the buildings around Yved's house are no longer there. The space itself still seems to be kind of twisting and moving around.
Oh my God.
It almost hurts to look at. You can see just almost etheric creatures. They don't really appear to have any like real material form, and they're kind of undulating and waving in there. Some of them are gigantic. Some of them look kind of similar, but not really to that abomination. Just they look like they just don't belong. And but like the whole area around there, like just the buildings have become twisted. Yved's house is completely missing. The buildings around that are completely missing. And as you continue to watch, it seems like this is slowly kind of like collapsing in upon itself. There's a few other people watching. You look around. There's one guy next to you, and he's eating like this like haunch, and you realize it's Arius.
Amen.
It's like, that's amazing. And then not so far away is this guy like with this freaking tinfoil hat.
Oh.
You realize that the Cyrus is come out of hiding in the his house.
Does Arius still have like the Hexa chicken bucket? Does he have another bucket, or he's just eating one haunch?
He's eating like a haunch. He's got like some kind of like
All right.
And and this light is no. It's not related to the Jovian convergence thing, like obviously to the planets, because we saw like big planets right next to it.
Yeah, right? You have no idea.
Yeah. All right, got it.
And you just hear like just ungodly sounds coming. Pick your horror movie.
Yeah.
With the sounds out of like poltergeist or whatnot. I hate to say it, but just this horrible like just this like ridiculous moaning sounds. This thing slowly kind of collapses upon itself.
I guess so ends Yved of Clarion and our hope for recompense as well.
Wait. Bran looks at Umanak and thing. Did you gentlemen get that eye?
Things actually giddy. He hadn't been paying attention to much of what Umanak's been doing. He's kind of cheering on the fact that the abomination has uprooted itself and leaving the city, and he sees this as the departure. So he's kind of hopping back foot to foot and excitedly pointing out that the abomination is gone. And it was left.
He attacked it with a piece of jewelry and left me to attack it with a sword. I think my sword did more than his jewelry did.
Okay. He catches you. He snaps at you and goes, we did it together. I held it at bay and you You whacked it with a sword.
You crumpled like a schoolgirl onto the ground when you saw it.
When I saw it, I blocked the ray from hitting you. I took the brunt. I made sure you were safe. We did it together, Umanak. The abomination is gone.
I don't think I see it that way.
Maybe one day you will. This is a good day.
Your cowardice will live on in legend.
Cowardice.
So Umanak gonna get a tattoo of Thane running.
On the other pack, maybe, yeah.
Yes, I will get a tattoo of that.
Say,
Brave Sir Thane.
well, this
Robin.
disturbance
Very disappointed.
seems to be dying down. Part of the temple, and I try to listen, see if I can still hear like the energy discharges or the machine moving about. Because the thing is huge, right? Did you see it coming out of the temple?
A little bit as you were running. I mean, there was a lot of smoke at that point, but yeah, it seemed to be part of a much larger metal structure.
Yeah. But the light and the abomination, that thing has died down, right?
Yeah. You're standing in front of like where Yved's used to be, and there's like this crater in the ground at this point. His whole compound is missing. The buildings near it are missing. There are like objects and parts of buildings near it which are like twisted, even though some of them are made of stone. They're twisted as if, and you watch some of these things just move around and dance around as if they were like spaghetti.
Yeah, gotcha.
Bending.
Now they're solid again.
They're solid again, but they are twisted and warped.
Okay.
And so there's just a hole in the ground where Yved's used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Crater's got to be maybe, I don't know, 300 feet across.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Okay. Thane kind of snaps too, and he says, "Brother, what was the name of the priest again?"
Stalanges.
Stalanges. And excitedly looks around to go spread the good news. In the direction of the bakery.
Is nowhere to be found. Yeah, Stalanges is nowhere to be found. You're a good chunk away from the bakery. I'll tell you that. He's not around, but I imagine you're like bright-eyed and just.
Yeah. He's looking in the direction toward the bakery, and I must go tell the brother. And they starts walking in that direction, almost hurriedly.
It is late at night, but okay. Going there, you discovered the bakery is closed.
It's closed, but I mean, with all this destruction, I'm sure everybody in town's awake, or at least that's what he's thinking. He's banging on the door, trying to wake him up, brother.
Let's see, is there anybody there? Let's find out. There are no answers from there. There are people milling about the street, though. There are definitely city guards. You hear some of the alarms still going off. Same thing. That's correct.
Thane's looking around at the passerbys or whatever. Have you seen the baker? And he goes off and does that for a little while, trying to track down the baker.
But you do hear at this point, you hear a scream. At first, it's a woman's scream, but then you hear like several people screaming.
Okay,
Thane hears this down the street. Everybody. If you're all following Thane around. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all probably stayed there, didn't you? Or?
Yeah, I didn't follow.
Yeah,
okay, well, Thane hears it then.
I think we head back to Sarosthenes' house.
All right. Well, you fellows were able to go to Sarosthenes' house without a problem. Asper let you in. He, asked what was going on in the city. He heard all kinds of rumbling, and he thought it might be an attack.
Great upheaval. Temple of Anu has collapsed. The abominations within have been loosed. And there are all sorts of dark doings all around. Yved's house is gone.
Yvette's house is gone. What do you mean it's gone?
Gone. Some manner.
No longer there.
No longer there. Are you feeling well? What happened?
Yes. Bring us some wine, and we should get some rest. Hopefully, things will settle down by morning.
His house is gone. It's ridiculous. I need to go in and grab and fetching some wine.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you need stronger drink than that. You look delirious. What has happened to you?
Dark deeds, my friend. The less you know, the better it will be. Suffice it to say,
sit beside me, and I will regale you in the tales of Thane's cowardice this night.
Thane's cowardice.
Yes.
Oh, this
Epic,
I want to hear. This I want to hear. Asper like pours himself a drink. This I want to hear.
He strikes at the fire. Yeah.
well, Umanak, if you must share the tale, just make sure to exercise discretion.
Nice. And now Cyrus has followed you back to the house, and also so was Arius. Despite the fact that he's technically fired, but like you realize that Arius has kind of let himself in as well. And Arius is like sitting there eating some pickled eggs. It's like, yeah, I want to hear that story. That guy fired me. He's a jerk.
Yes, so I will. Umnak will continue on with the tale of how he saw the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how Thane crumbled to the ground when he first saw this creature, and most probably soiled himself. His heavy plate armor is probably quite rusty in the crotch right now. Yes. So you can fade black.
In the meantime,
Bran listens to the tale, but he does step out for a second to get a joint of some sort of meat.
In the meantime, Thane, who has gone to the baker's house and found no baker, is hearing the screams of several people down the street.
Yes, I've been. He's asking everybody, passerbys, where the baker is, and hears a scream, and he takes notice, and his euphoria kind of dies down for a minute, and he focuses in on it and says, "What's that?" And his hand goes to the pommel of his sword again, and he starts stalking off down the street toward that direction.
It doesn't take very long to see a couple people running as fast as they can, and one guy, like, finally he trips and gets back up, and then just goes, "Oh no!" And he puts his hand around something. He realizes this big, giant, like 2.5 foot long black slug-like creature.
Oh.
He's like, "Dear God!" You can see the flash of these red eyes as this thing starts snaking its way down his mouth. He's like, and he starts convulsing as the thing goes into him, and then he stands back up, kind of glassy-eyed. In the meantime, this woman runs right past you, but behind her is another one of these creatures. It's heading your way. What do you do?
Well, right time I saw what was going on, I'm looking to things running up on him to basically take his head off before the snake-like creature, the slug, gets in there fully. That was his intent, right, when he sees it, because he anticipates that he's trying to save the guy from that horrible fate. You know what I mean, of being possessed by it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so there's kind of woman's kind of running past you. This guy has a thing kind of snaking its way down his mouth. There's another one after the woman. So you're going to attempt to do what to the guy?
Okay, so she's running past me, and the other one's happening, and I recognize the already possessed one chasing her, right?
Well, no, the guy isn't chasing her. The guy is having this slug like go down his throat, so he's standing back up now. The thing has gone completely into his body.
Okay, but it's just another person fleeing.
Right.
With the woman. All right.
No, the woman's fleeing, and then there's another creature that's after the woman. Behind the woman, but now you're probably closer to it than the woman is, seeing as you're standing still.
Oh, the creature. Gotcha. Yes. All right. Yeah, well, I hack at the creature as she runs away, all right?
All right. Yeah, we'll dispense with initiative this round because you're going to go do that. It's changing targets. I'll be nice.
Okay. Yeah. I just didn't fully understand the layout first.
Yep.
All right. That was a big miss.
Oh, what was your roll?
4.
4, even with all your modifiers?
But no, not with the
Okay.
modifiers. It was 8 total.
Okay, that's still a miss.
Yeah, a little bit.
Alrighty. Well, that's cool. Then they're going to. This thing is looking at you with its 3-lobe burning eye. It's kind of dodges out of the way of your sword, and then let's see. It's snaking up your body now.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's like it's on you, and it's like trying to like enter your mouth.
Well, I'm closing the visor of my helm.
Oh, you've got a helm, do you?
It's fight now, baby.
Now he's got a visor.
Okay. Let's have that. So you're closing the visor of your helm. You're trying to put the visor of your helm down.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if he
Everybody's
can. He
screaming
get,
and Fenrir's like, ah!
can he get the visor of his helm down fast enough?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's call this a dexterity saving throw.
All right. No. 3.
That is a 3. All right, the head of this creature is now like in your mouth.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
This can't be good.
No, it's
What do you
not.
do?
I want to bite the head off.
Okay.
No.
Now, the thing's going to be, if he's trying to do the visor, he's still going to be pulling out the visor to cut the thing in half while he's biting.
Okay, let's do an opposed check here. An opposed D20.
All right.
You know. And let's see, you can add your attack bonus, not your strength or anything else. This is
Okay.
all right.
It's 10.
That is a 21 on the part of the creature.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
All right, the creature has completely entered your body. And you kind of convulse a little bit, shake. And then
Thing's trying to stab itself, even though it's in vain because he's armored up. But
well, you kind of like, also you're standing there as you're standing next to another confused guy. And you really don't remember what happened.
all right.
Whatever it is, it's not so bad. It'll be fine.
Thanks for the pep talk.
And then you realize, like, you haven't found the baker.
But I'm still cognitively aware of
You have no idea what happened.
personality.
Yeah, you're completely aware of your personality, but you have no recollection of the events of the past minute.
Okay. Okay.
Not bad.
So, I mean, as far as how I'm going to treat Thane right now, as far as what happened at the temple and everything is now kind of a wash.
No, you know what happened at the temple. You just don't remember the last minute.
Everything else stays the same, right?
Yeah. You don't
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
It could be
You remember
worse.
some people were screaming. Some people were
Bright
screaming and
side.
running. You remember some people were screaming and running. You're not sure why. Remember you couldn't find the baker. Then there was some screaming and running. I'm not sure why the people were screaming and running. And then you couldn't remember really what happened. And then you're out here again, but you're really hungry.
Oh, so
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I knew I was looking for the baker, and yeah, I really need to find him now because I am hungry, and he could, I need to tell him the good news and get some food.
Yeah,
so I'm going back in that direction.
Try as you might, that bakery is just not open. There's
I
nobody there.
asked the guy. I asked the guy if he knows where the bakery is. The guy that's standing beside me.
I don't know. Wow, that sounds like good, but he doesn't open for hours. I'm gonna go see if I got anything at home. I'm starving.
Yeah, you think you might have enough for 2?
Heck no, man. Get your own.
There has to be a place open around there somewhere. And then I think, Asper might have something. And then I start walking back toward Thrustmaze.
But other than that, you're your normal
Okay.
self. You're not. Don't assume any kind of robot yet.
Okay.
You're just kind of yourself.
All right.
Wow, I never thought that would happen. That's awesome. So,
Thanks, Simon.
so in the meantime, imagine Thane probably arrives at the house right around the time that the rousing tale by Umanak is completely over. And there's some people just like a few people are laughing. Asper is really kind of delighted by the story.
Brian is just shaking his head.
I walk up toward what's his name, Arius, and grabbing his bucket of chicken to pull it away and says, "I thought I fired you."
You did. Oh man, you missed a great story.
And I'm wrestling with the chick to get some of the chicken from the heck of chicken from the bucket to pull it toward me or whatever. And I sit down because I'm ravenously hungry. All right, so they'll see a little tussle like that over to the side.
Anybody else do anything at this point? It is late.
Yeah, Saros. Barthalion just shakes his head. Asper, make sure some of the servants stay up and watch during the night, particularly from the area of the Temple of Anu. Make sure nothing is coming this way. Wake me at the slightest sound of danger, but I will retire for the night. I must rest, and we must think what to do next.
But I just got here, Master Bartholomew. Did y'all see what went on there? We drove that beast from the city, that abomination. And then he's saying this in between mouthfuls of, chicken as this drooling around his
You did
lips.
what?
We drove the abomination at that new creature. It left. Did you not see it? The whole temple's down. This is a joyous celebration. He keeps eating.
I will help you up to your chambers, Master Bartholomew.
Alrighty. If everybody's retiring, anybody that's been injured, heal your hit die that night. So go ahead and roll.
So we roll just.
You roll your hit die.
Hit die. Yeah, you roll whatever kind of hit die. So if you're no, just one. So if you're a fighter, you roll a D8 to see how many hit points you heal.
Yeah.
So if I'm a wizard, I roll what, the D6 or the D4?
Oh, roll a D4.
Roll a D4.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, excellent. 4 hits. Still not up. Not up to full. Still 1 down, so it's not too bad.
Perfect. 3. Okay.
My ration funds have increased. I didn't wonder why everybody's retiring so early, but he stays up for a couple more hours until his hunger's sated, and then he follows them to bed.
Yeah, you eat quite a bit, and you realize that you don't feel like super full, and you have wonderful dreams during the night.
All right, well, he wakes up happy.
Yeah, it could be worse. It's not bad.
What I posted a possible future there.
At least
yeah,
at least it's not a cult.
The next morning, like as you get up and have breakfast, oh god, I don't even want to watch this right now. The next morning, you have to just link that to the regular old chat so I can look at it. That's wonderful. I don't want to ruin my upload right now.
No.
That's awful. But the next morning during breakfast, as the servants bring in food and bring in reports, Asper lets you know that the city is all abuzz. That the entire Temple of Anu has been completely destroyed. There is this relic of some sort just sitting there, partially buried, but like where the temple was. But the temple is just completely gone. He does confirm what you were telling him, that the events, there's something happened there as well. There's in that area of the city. Not too many people have said that Yved's is actually the epicenter of it, but it's clear that whole neighborhood has been completely destroyed. Yeah. All kinds of eyewitness accounts of just horrific things happening.
So the relic has been revealed, and but it's not moving, so it's still there.
Right. And from the descriptions that you get of it, I mean, it's the eye of the Anu attached to a
big
lot
structure.
more.
Yeah.
A big structure. People are calling it like this is a great race relic or something. There's all kinds of speculation going on. There's already curious members of the Falcon House, the Thorn House. Some people from the Clarion House that are looking at it. Various people are trying to lay claim to it and what have you. Anansi from the palaces has some people down there looking at it already. But for the most part, the city is more in a state of unrest. Nobody's quite sure what the heck just happened. And there's also been several reports of sightings of these hideous creatures. The ones that normally would infest an antha, except there appears to be no antha anywhere. Even the house antha, Asper tells you, they're missing. They're gone. Little piles of dust where they used to be. And there's little sleeping chambers, but that's it.
Yes.
Every single antha in the entire city, and apparently outside the city as well, have all vanished.
Damn.
So here's the thing. Are there in our original world, Sarosthenes was one of the learned men in the city. Is there another learned man or woman that I would know, like somebody else to confer with? Because I think we need to learn more about these things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You would have some contemporaries.
Yeah, or we could ask maybe the priest of Bela. Did you find your baker last night, Thane?
Okay. Thane passed out in his armor, and he's trying to take it off. He's in his room, and he comes out a little bit, trying to get out the final pieces of it. And no, I had no luck. I'm about to go find him again. My quest is at an end, and he's all smiling and everything. Shall we? Would you like to accompany me?
Yes. Let us go speak to him. Perhaps he can shed some more light on the events of last night.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure he's aware of the good news. I can't wait to see the joy on his face.
And if
are you two talking about the same events?
I think he sees different. From when we sent for him, I know he's the priest of Bela, right? So
right.
I do have that. Excellent. All right.
So, yeah, you weren't sure. I mean, you didn't know who he was until he showed up.
He healed me and quested me to take care of the temple of Bela, to destroy the evil within.
Yes.
And that's what we did.
And I think we should see him now.
The temple is in ruins. Let us go, my friend.
You attacked the Eye of Anu with jewelry and asked me to strike it with the sword.
Symbol of Bela. It's
how do you know that my hitting it with the sword did not do that?
It's what paralyzed it so you could hit it with the sword. We've done a great deed. We must speak with
this we thing you say?
Yes, I held it at bay, and you hit it with the sword. You injured it.
Crumpled to the ground. You were kissing the dirt.
Kissing the dirt.
And you told
I do not remember. All I remember is you carrying me back. I figured I was injured in the doorway. Let us go. He's not deterred as far as his happy demeanor. And he stops and hold on for 1 minute and turns around and gets the bucket of chicken. There's still a few pieces in the bottom. Yeah. And he cradles that as he starts to walk out the door.
Arius
Takes the bite.
Arius is eating with you guys, as well as Cyrus. There's quite a few other people. And Arius just seems to be hanging around at this particular point. And he's like, man, these eggs are delicious. And then he goes,
oh.
And all of a sudden you see like his head kind of like just elongates a little bit and then pops right off of his body.
Oh, no.
But Arius' head.
Arius' head.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
One of these things that starts to like snake out of his body, and like lots of little ones start to come out as well.
Oh, this is not good.
Foul beast!
I hack at it
All the servants are like backing up. Cyrus is going, holy crap, and pulling out this freaking sidearm he has.
Yeah, thing's backpedaling to go get his sword. He doesn't have his armor or anything, but he's
Yeah.
Running again.
Jordan hacks at the damn thing.
Go ahead.
Are we gonna roll initiative, or do they just hack it, or what?
You get one free round as these things are coming out.
stopping at me.
Okay.
All right, so that's
Do I have?
20 total. That's with bonuses.
20 total. Okay, so you're hitting this big giant thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damage is 6 hits.
Okay.
I also have a 20 with all my bonuses.
Whoa. All right.
And I also just rolled a 6. 7.
Wow. All right. Cool. Let's see. Is this thing still alive? Yep, it is still alive.
Oh
Is there like a bucket load of the young ones, or
The little
is it
ones,
like
yeah.
1 or 2?
That was about like 20.
Oh my God! Okay, so I Parthalion says, stand back, and I lift my arms and I speak words of power and channel some of the etheric energy to try and put these creatures to sleep. I want to cast a sleep spell, which I do have prepared, so
Okay.
that should work. Oh,
But you're not full hit points, are you?
no, sir.
Okay. That's a saving throw.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this is under the new rule. So if he has,
So
if he's not full,
okay.
he's
So
got to saving throw.
how did the points come into effect here? If they
Well,
do at all?
Well, okay, so as a third level caster, you've got 6 spell points because you've got 2 first level spells and 1 second level spell. Spells are worth their level in points.
Correct.
Every day.
So that's 4 plus
4.
Plus
And
my intelligence bonus is 6.
2 more points. Yeah, so you have 6 points to mess around with. So the spell actually costs you a point to cast. You can spend more points to make give yourself a bonus on the saving throw if you want to.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it normally and see what happens.
Okay. Well, it's an intelligence save which you get a bonus to, but also magic saves are a little bit harder anyway, so it kind of washes out. So it's pretty much a standard save for you.
Okay.
Actually, well, no, but your intelligence bonus counts, so it's actually a save at +2.
Okay. So I still don't make it. I think I want to use luck point to reroll this.
Rerolling that. All right. I mean, you got a luck point. What did you make? What did you actually get as your final?
7 plus 2 for the bonus, I guess, would be a 9. Right?
Yeah, 9. Not so good. Okay, you want to use your luck point for that? Okay.
Yeah. And now it's a 17 plus 2 is 19. So.
So you can feel that like it's not quite going well, and you manage to put a little more oomph and moxie into it and get that etheric energy under control.
Yeah.
Because we're also using one of the skills would be luck, and so he actually put 1 point into luck from the Eldritch Cock rules. That's the good news. The bad news is it seems not to affect them at all.
Well, we learned something from this little experiment. Yeah.
Right.
And Thane was going for the door, but Thane, I'll let you have an action if you really want one.
Well, yeah. Thane sees Master Parthalion doing this. Says, "Stand back, Master Parthalion," and pulls the. He does not have a sword. He left that in the room, okay, or armor on. But he pulls out his medallion that's hanging around proudly around his neck. It's because he sees it as a free society now, away from Manu, and he pulls it out and he goes, "Back, you foul demons! Back to the pit where you spawned from." And he starts walking toward them, holding the medallion out, the symbol of Bela.
Okay, that's awesome. However, nobody hears that coming out of his mouth.
Thane's mouth. Okay.
What you all hear when he opens his mouth is this bizarre cry, which sounds almost identical to the cry of this creature as it was coming out of
shit!
No.
of Arius' mouth. It's because those guys like, yeah. And
Does Thane hear this? Can he recognize it?
No, you don't hear that at all. You just hear what you're saying.
Okay.
However, all of the little creatures that were coming out of this thing that Parthalion was trying to put to sleep, all like turn and start booking right towards Thane. Once he makes that noise.
All right. Thane's just standing there. Am I aware? Well,
you can see him. You can see him coming at you. Okay, it's time to roll for initiative, kids.
All right.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Oh boy.
6.
The creatures have a 1.
I have a 6.
6 is bad.
I have a 1.
Thane is a 1 too. All right. And Parthalion, what is Parthalion going to do? Is he going to cast another spell?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Let's see what Arius Cyrus does. Okay, cool. Cyrus has a 2.
Oh man, this is wow. This isn't working. You know what? I'm gonna stand back and just call for them to. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. All right, right on. So who's got a 1 besides the creatures?
Thane does.
All right, excellent.
Well, he's still posed to doing that, and he figures that it's drawing them toward the medallion.
Right. So
destruction. Yeah. So he's still doing that, and he's just increasing in his mind. What he's saying is still continuing back to the foul pit where you respond.
Okay.
And he's getting closer to the floor as he sees them coming up to it.
Okay. The little creatures are now all snaking up Thane's legs as fast as they possibly can, like all converging towards his mouth.
Oh my god!
He starts batting them away like he doesn't know what's going on for a second.
Well, that's what's going on right now. And the big one, on the other hand, that you guys have hit for a couple shots, is sliding on the floor towards Cyrus. Anybody have a 2?
I do.
Okay.
All right. Get those things off yourself, Thane. For all the gods, and he hacks at the big one.
Okay.
All right. That's a total of 16 to hit.
16 does not hit. You watch this thing. It's almost like it was there and then it wasn't there.
Whoa.
Like, I mean, it's really tough to get a beat on this thing for some reason. All right. Arius is up because Arius also has a 2. Arius misses, but he shoots his ray gun. Almost takes Bran's head off, but Arius is freaking out, or not Arius, or Cyrus, because this thing's going towards him. He's just like blasts like a hole in the floor, almost hits Bran, and he just screams like, "Ah! Don't let it get me! Don't let it get me!" All right, who's on a 3? 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Almighty.
Yeah. So Arius, he's still attacking, even though his head's popped off.
No. Arius is headless and dead. That it appears to be.
Okay.
Cyrus is in the room. Cyrus is the
Cyrus.
with his tinfoil hat. Yeah.
All right. So how many of these things can I hit at once if I... You said there's like 20 of them almost?
20 of them, and they're all, although they're, at this point, they're all on Thane's body.
Yeah, but the big one is attacking
Big one's-
Cyrus. So.
Yeah, big one's sliding towards Cyrus
okay.
as fast
All
as
right.
possible.
Sorry, I was trying to read something there. Okay. I'll try and attack the one that's attacking Cyrus. Oh, no. Stay on the table. 13 plus 4, 17.
Oh, 17. You actually managed to hit it.
Okay. And I roll a 6.
Oh, you behead this creature. It just like squirms and whatnot, and just like just flailing on the floor, and then finally stops.
Well, we got one.
You got one. All right, everybody's gone. Time for another initiative round. Oh God.
Oh,
You got another one that you.
8.
Anybody else have a 1?
Nope.
Okay. The critters actually have a 1. You guys watch in horror as all of these little things like go into his ears, his mouth. Some of them even push his eyes aside for a second, and they all disappear instead. Right into Thane's head.
My God. And he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks dazed for a minute,
If
then
I-
he shakes
if I
his head. He shakes his head and looks around and wonders what y'all looking at.
Yeah,
Where
and
he
once
was
again-
erratically trying to,
Yeah.
beat him off, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like,
And,
Lots
and
of blood.
and once again, you don't have any memory to the last minute. Okay, who's on a 2?
Not
3?
me.
4? Anybody
I
got
go.
4? Okay. What do you do?
Well, Bran tries to hack at the damn thing again.
But wait,
The dead one?
there's no damn thing. There's
Yeah.
no, he beheaded it.
there's damn Thane. That's no damn
That's
Thane,
what he
damn
said.
Thane.
Thane.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn pain.
damn Thane.
All right, so I guess there's not much to do then. There's no other of these monsters around?
Yeah.
They just went into Thane. That's like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Combat's kind of over, but
Right.
you
Over, yeah.
Unless
Okay.
you want to
At
hit
this
Thane.
point- yeah, at this point, like I gotta go run and use the bathroom real fast while you guys figure out what the hell to do now.
I got it too. Dane,
Just play it like you would, guys. I mean,
how are you feeling? Back in a minute.
what do you mean?
Damn Thane.
Yeah. He's going to be totally unaware. If you do attack, it'll be a surprise.
No, he's not going to
To
attack.
I don't know. That's.
I mean, but
that's-
what, you know.
There's like a couple of things we can still do. So like.
Shoot, I would. Why can't I just die regular OSR death? Oh, jeez.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Take
We'll
me to
do it in
Bela and
character.
see if
No,
the priest can do something or something.
let's do it in character. I have a couple of ideas, but
Okay.
but we got to do this in character. Yeah, I got a couple of ideas.
Oh, man.
I got a couple of ideas, but we're waiting for like everybody to do this in character because
Yeah. I just got this great picture of like, okay, we're leaving. Ah! And then everybody just kind of standing there at this moment, like just like, and Thane is like, what? What?
What happened?
What? You gonna eat that? You gonna eat that? And
Umanak's going to just slowly start pointing his sword towards Thane. Defensively. Not sure what's going on here.
Okay.
Thane.
This is. Are we ready to go?
let's
I don't know. Are you ready to go, Thane?
What's wrong with you? We're going to see the priest. Tell him the good news.
Yes, the
Wait,
priest.
wait. Don't you feel those worms burying into your brain? What's wrong with you, man?
Worms, what are you talking about?
The damn worms that came out of that corpse. They crawled in your mouth and ears.
Stop talking nonsense. Let's go. Let's go see the priest.
Barthalion.
You are infected.
We should see the priest. These things.
Yes, that's what I've been saying.
They have no Antha anymore to inhabit, so they'll look for human hosts. I think the time has come to leave Vesta. Asper, gather the staff. Take the money, all the money we have. Buy Equisaurs. Pack only what we need. Pack as many of the master's books as we can. We're leaving the city. Buy provisions.
Where do you want to go?
To Paragon. We must leave the city. If these things are all around us, and they run out of hosts, they'll come all around. I think now that there's no Antha, there's nothing to control them.
Thane is infected. He cannot go with us.
We should go see the priest. Perhaps the priest has some idea what to do next.
I was the one who got rid of the infection of the city.
Well, the priest.
You and I both, Umanak.
A dozen of those worms just crawled into you. Are you not listening?
I know no such thing. We were just standing here a moment ago talking about going to the priest. Now all of you are coming up with these stories. What have you been smoking that?
You do not come near me. You are infected. Stay back.
Asper,
You've been smoking that banya.
What did Asper say?
Asper, as he's saying, yes, yeah, of course I'll do that. Like Asper had run out of the room along with all the other servants, and he's coming back. He's like, and he looks at Thane once Umanak says you've been infected. He's like, he's been infected. He has the plague.
We'll go to the priest's house. We'll see if we can get him rid of this plague. Start making preparations. We'll leave when we return.
At once, sir. At once. And he begins to bark orders to various servants in the house.
Yeah, so the priest will set us all straight on a straight path, as he did me. Let us go.
I will not take my eyes off him. I'll keep my sword drawn.
I'm throwing that out there because I think it's the smartest thing to do. If anybody has some other ideas, I don't want to be like pushing.
Thane's turning on his heel and kind of looking quizzically at everybody. And he comes to the door and let's go. Let's go, my friends. This is a great day. And he steps outside, starts walking toward the priest, the baker.
All righty. Well, the bakery is open.
Yes, because I'm hungry. So when I get there,
No doubt.
Oh, you can slap some coin on the counter, right, and start picking pastries and whatnot.
yeah, that's exactly what Thane does. He lays down the coins
And Slangus is there, serving pastries and whatnot. He's actually in a great mood.
Yes.
And they say, Thane.
See, yes, my friend. And I
Soldier.
grab his shoulders and then hug him, give him a little bear hug, and we've gotten
Was
rid of
that
the
you?
evil. Yes, we've gotten rid of the evil. The evil is no more in the city.
You've destroyed the Temple of Anna. Was that you?
They're
You have something to do
haunted
with
by yes. They're haunted. These men here are haunted by figments of the past and the the worms and slugs. Please let them know that things are all right now. That's why I brought them here. Talk with them. Talk with Master Portalion.
We saw dozens of these slugs crawl into his eyes, ears, and mouth.
See, yes. Shadows.
Let's see.
Shadows are haunted by the past.
And he, as he's hugging you, he kind of pushes back a little bit. And he has been infected. He has the plague.
Yes.
He is filled with those slump things.
We witnessed the Antha being destroyed in the night. And my servants tell me that the Antha are gone. All the Antha are gone. But
I
the
heard.
creatures.
I thought it was part of the great cleansing of the city.
But I'm here, man. I feel great.
The
I feel
cleansing.
great. I'm with you.
The cleansing did not strike the creatures. They still live.
They still live.
My appetite is hearty, and he shoves another bagel into his mouth.
Is there anything you can do for this plague? Can you sense its presence? Can you banish it?
And he looks really, really confused. He's like,
Halo will keep me safe, and he holds up the. This has done it. This has done the trick. I knew it, and he tries to hug the priest again.
And he doesn't let you hug him. He's like backing off.
Okay. He kind of looks quizzically, but he redirects himself to another bagel. He's just too hungry.
But they almost always they every once in a while one would infect a human. But they wanted Antha. They didn't really want to have a human host.
But they have no choice now.
It's just like they have one.
And you said there are more?
Well, when we saw one of our former compatriots be destroyed by the creature emerging with its young, and they crawled, Thane emitted a noise similar to the cry of the creatures, and then the young ones, they entered his body as well. So if there is a big one inside of our friend and it reproduces as well, there could be dozens, scores maybe.
I have a big one, but not inside of me.
Oh, this would require an exorcism. This could be bad, but
is there anything you can do to get rid of this plague? Is there a name for the creatures that make up this plague?
Oh,
tell them your story. I'm hungry.
It's hungry for our blood.
What?
What? More bagels.
I will not sleep while you are in the same building with us.
Have you got any more bagels, Baker? I hunger.
Yes.
Yes, there's some more bagels, Thane. Yes.
All right. Thane pulls up a stool and sits down and keeps eating.
And the just looks really upset. I don't know. This would require quite the exorcism. I'm not sure if I can do this.
Is there someone who can?
Do what?
Get the worms out of you. Are you deaf now too?
Okay.
This would require.
Worms are stuck in his ears.
Another dog.
This would require more than one priest. They could do it, but this would take a while.
These bagels are good.
He does not have water. How long was Arius infected before?
Then perhaps we should remand him to your custody. We'll leave the city. It is not safe here any longer. We make for Paragon. If you and your brethren decide to join us, that's where we'll go. Is there word? Is there a way to contact the priest of Bella and Paragon that you could tell us? Mayhap there are still Antha left alive.
I do not think there were any Antha in Paragon, but
there aren't.
No, we've cured the city of the abomination.
Is the plague
far-reaching?
But as far as you know, is the plague in Paragon as well?
I don't believe so. Generally, it was around here, around the Antha.
And perhaps we'll make there.
Well, if there is a plague here, then I don't want to stay here either.
There's no plague. We've driven it out. Have you got any water?
It is within you.
I will go with you.
What are we going to do with him, though?
Well, he looks at you like, well, the things are, he's like, either you kill him or we try to do an exorcism. But when the human gets infected, sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks. And then with the anther, it takes about a year.
We can't allow this to spread out from dust. But if he has 2 weeks, we should attempt this exorcism.
He was supposed to be our champion.
He was not much of a champion.
Oh my God.
Oh,
He's not listening. He's going around pulling bagels and different pastries
Very
off
well,
the shelf.
very well, priest. Gather your things. Meet us at Sarosthenes' house in 2 hours. We leave at noon. Thane, stay here. Perhaps the priest can gather his fellows and do something for you. In the meantime, take care of that. Perhaps you can sate your hunger here with the food. Well,
Where are you leaving to? To Paragon?
yes.
You expect to part ways with me? What have I done?
You have done nothing, friend. Stay here. See if the priests can work on you. If they'll give us their final answer by noon, and perhaps we'll know better what to do.
You don't want my company, I understand. I shall go search out Pytor and maybe Shankantos. Arthuvian. No, not him.
He's dead. He's dead. Dead as they go.
I have friends still.
Do not follow us.
Yeah. So I'll take my leave. I wish you well, and may Bella find a way out of this curse.
This hurts, I will not lie. It cuts deep. I considered you my friends. He hangs his head a little bit and walks to the door and takes off the amulet from the priest. Kind of reluctantly lets it go and tumbles it to the table he was sitting at. He turns and walks out of the place.
And the priest looks at you. Why do you give the amulet back? You are our champion. Doomed as you are.
He pauses slightly in there and then walks out.
My offer is sincere, priest. Meet us in 2 hours and we leave. But if you can do nothing for Thane, and if he tries to join us, I mean, I'm assuming Thane is gone, right? I'm saying this after Thane is gone.
Yeah, you hear the door slam. He's walking out.
So I'll say, my offer is sincere, priest. Join us in 2 hours and we'll leave together for Paragon. But if that one comes back and there's nothing you can do for him, the next time we see him, we'll be forced to kill him. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
It rasps the soul to slay a comrade offhand. I don't know, Master Barthalion.
If the priests have no solution, then he is beyond our help. These are hard times, friends.
But while he's alive, he can fight.
Yes.
Why would we take that opportunity from him? There's time enough to burn in hell.
Do not allow him to go to Paragon, though. Spread this.
Well, if you would have him join us, then he cannot be left unwatched. There must be somebody watching him at all times.
I will watch him.
If those things come out of his body and try to find new hosts, they must not catch us unawares. If we travel day and night, there must be eyes on him at all times.
I understand.
Very well.
Begrudgingly, I will take that.
So what do you do right now?
Well, Thane's gone back to Sarosini's. He's gathering his gear at the house, and go out. I don't know if we still got Echosaurs.
Well, actually, at this point, there's a flurry of activity as you do have some Echosaurs, but there are several other Echosaurs being bought. At this point, already another priest has showed up at the house. Apparently, Solanges has given quite a bit of a notice to his friends, and this guy that looks like a scholar, but he's identified as a priest of Bela by the house servants, not all of whom have found out that you were supposed to be possessed by evil creatures. Or he's saying, this is Bixby. He's coming with us.
And be welcome. And you are a sage, you say. Have you any further knowledge of this plague? We need to find a way to at least identify infected people. Is there some sort of test or some sort of magic that will let us see?
Oh, sure, absolutely. There's a way to figure that out real fast. Is this the fella that's supposed to be sick?
Yes.
Oh, come here, son. That's a nice looking sword you got there.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the thing was in his room packing up, and I guess he's coming out whenever he sees the scholar do this, and kind of pays it. He recognizes he's from Bela. Does he have any markings on him?
He's got a little Bela insignia on him, which now he's wearing openly.
Yeah,
Thing goes like this. He says, I quested for your priest, and he turned his back on me, as did my companions. I have no need for you further. And he tries to walk out the door.
Don't be a fool. Maybe this man.
So the whole party's there right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yes, don't be a fool, Thane. Maybe this man can help you.
Now, Thane stops for a minute since Brand said that. And he turns around and looks at him. And gives him a long look in his eyes to see if he flinches. Mm-hmm. And he says, "For you, my friend." And he pauses for a minute and then kind of looks at the scholar and turns around and takes a seat.
And he says, "Oh, this won't hurt a bit." And he takes up this weird little device and he just kind of whacks it with another thing, and it makes this bizarre tone. You got to make a saving throw versus magic. Which would be just a regular intelligence saving throw.
7.
A 7. Okay. So Thane's eyes roll back in his head.
Well, if it's +1, it's 8. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Still a failure, but man, an 8.
You just have not been rolling good tonight.
No, I have not.
Yeah. Good thing wasn't a share, because he like starts convulsing, but there's this like shriek out of his mouth that like you heard before, like and then that's it, and like Thane is like slowly coming to. It's like, oh yeah, he's infected, all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see that. If you wish to come with us, then I would have you do the test upon all who are here. If our little caravan is off to Paragon, then I would know who is infected that's coming with us and who is not.
Oh, sure, no problem. So this man goes around starting to do all that. They actually find one servant that also reacts that way. You know, everybody else, this young woman, everybody else appears to be okay, including all the members of the party.
Nice.
It's okay. Well, now we have 2 people to worry about. We can sequester them, and if we want, we can do.
Is there something we can do for him?
Oh, sure. We can try to do the exorcism.
Is Thane still passed out?
Oh no, Thane's come too.
Okay, Thane comes to and hears us talking, and looks at the scholar and says, What is to become of me? What did you find?
Oh,
what is
you've
this
got
disease I have?
You got the worm.
But he says he can do an exorcism.
I should leave.
Can you do this exorcism on the road to Paragon?
We could do it on the road, and like at this point, like Solanges is showing up. He's already got this other priest with him. So this third fellow looks rather.
Are you all insane? You're in danger. And Thane starts picking up his belongings, swords. I have to be outcast.
We're in danger here. Do you know how many people in this city have got to be affected right now? If you're affected, this young lady here is affected. Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Don't start crying again. If you two are affected, then there's got to be several more. The best thing we can do is get out of here. Just two of you, that's easy. And besides, if the exorcism doesn't work, then this nice fellow will kill you.
This is your one fighting chance.
You make sure you do.
You will.
Oh, no, you will.
and then Cyrus, you're like from behind you. Oh, don't worry, I'll do him. And you guys see Cyrus out there with his freaking rag on. I'll blast him.
The longer we stay in the city, the more danger we impose on others.
Yes. So let us leave.
Yes.
Let's be quick about it. Cyrus, do you have Equithors?
Oh yeah, and they've got plenty of Equithors now. They've got a whole caravan worth of stuff.
So I try to pack, as many of the master's books as I can, and I leave word. Do I want to leave word? Nah, we'll figure it out what happens later. I'm not going to leave any further clues of where we go or what we do. Yeah, that's it. I'll pack as many books as I can and then lead us forth towards Paragon. And is perhaps this a good place to stop and think what we're going to do next time?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? As you exit the city, I mean to give you like kind of a parting shot. You exit the city. You go past all the farms that are around the city. They're really kind of a state of disarray. Oh God. Oh, how the worm has turned. They've been waiting for hours. Really ran these farms, and you can already hear people talking. Like once you get out there, and you've heard a couple people like speculate about this now. The Anthem were this labor force, which are now missing from the city. Also, I mean, this comes right on the heels of the protection, or the increased dark attacks, the word of like the Ozzy like assassinating
the councilman, yeah.
More talks of open fighting between the House Thorn and the Falcon House, which appears to have something to do with assassination, but also apparently about the assassination of an entire group of Thorn House members by some thugs from the Falcon House.
Yeah,
there was a drunk man that witnessed the slaughter of these men. Even some guy cutting all their throats after they apparently laid down and surrendered.
Yes.
But
bastards.
But you're leaving there, and now you're going out into a place which is a wild wilderness, traveled by Tharks, and you've got a caravan, not much of a guard.
No.
Should be interesting.
Yeah. And the ruins of the temple with the metallic statue of Anu behind us as we leave. Right. Nice.
Oh.
Excellent.
You draw that one time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was a turn of events.
It sure was. That sure was. That was something else. Those creatures are tough.
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, there was no TPK, right?
There was no TPK.
So it could have been worse.
We've got Del, who's become really attached to his character. Like now, like what the heck?
And so did the worms.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah. He's attached to the worm.
Yeah.
Quite attached.
But the good news is they can try to cast essentially cure disease on you. The bad news is there's a lot of chance for really bad things to happen.
Yeah, that was my hope, that they could do something about it.
Right.
Oh, good grief.
Well, that's good.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Good session.
Well, and then we keep making Ivan after every session having to redo the entire campaign world after every session.
He just got to throw up all the papers one day.
Well, he likes world building. Hey, he likes world building.
That's true.
Anybody want to take a guess at what happened at Yvette's place?
Dimensional thing having to do with the generator thingy that we gave him.
That would be a really good guess.
A really good guess. Yeah.
That'd be a really good guess. And it could have ranged from really, just kind of innocuous to
the whole fabric of reality.
Yeah, it was horrific.
Yeah.
Did the
But he had, how many nodes did he have?
two
Yeah.
two big ones? Yeah.
Two big ones. Oh, jeez.
Nice.
All right.
That's fantastic. All right, yeah. Let's see. That was probably my favorite moment of the entire night was the original worm just crawling down Thane's throat. I'm like, oh boy, well, this is gonna suck.
The first instance, yeah.
And it was only by sheer happenstance I was like, well, today's the day that Arius is gonna die, and I knew that's what was gonna happen prior to.
Oh, yeah. That's the role.
I had no, that wasn't the role. I just knew like it was about this timeline that like
Oh, okay.
Because at some point in the past, Arius got infected.
Right.
And if you think about it long enough, you'll know when it was. But Anyhow.
Hey guys, I just want to just in terms of bookkeeping, just so you think about it. If we're gonna play every other week,
yeah,
the next, on the week of the 21st, my course is on Tuesday, so I could play on Wednesday. But keep in mind that's the night before Thanksgiving. Now I can play.
I can't. The 21st is not good for me.
That's not good for me either.
Okay. Next week I could play on Tuesday, and the 27th it could be on Tuesday.
I could play next week if necessary.
So
next Tuesday is bad. The 13th is bad.
Yeah. But not the 14th bad for Jose, right?
Yeah, my course is 6 to 10. So
sure. Yeah,
it's every Wednesday until December the 19th, except on the 20th. It's going to be on the 20th instead of the 21st because,
Yeah. Right, 20th is bad for me. Monday the 19th. Monday the 19th is good.
No, it's bad for me. Bad week.
I got a game every Monday night.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it afterwards, I suppose. We'll figure something out.
But otherwise, the Tuesday the 27th we can try and shoot for.
That's good. The 27th of November.
27th. 27th might be bad. I got to find out from my friends. That might be
all right. Just let us know.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, but this opportunity came up, and it's like
a job. Yeah.
I'll be done on Wednesday the 19th of December, and then my Wednesdays are free again.
Okay.
It's a training thing, so
No problem.
So the problem is now Del will have to wait, agonizing amounts of
I think that video I sent will help him calm down.
Keep waking up every night with nightmares.
And Umanat just looking at you.
Just for clarification, the beast when it left, I'm wondering did it go into that little vortex?
That's what it appears to look like, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. At least.
And it seemed like that, like when it went in there, all the anther disintegrated.
It went back to our world. Is what it did.
I have this really nice image of whenever Thane wakes up, Umanak's watching him sharpening his sword.
Yes.
This went from like loyal squire to like I'm disgusted with my master to like get away from me. I will kill you.
downhill.
Wow.
Umanak is very pragmatic, if nothing else. You know, he just sees which way the wind is blowing, and I'm surprised you guys survived. Like, I swear, if you guys spent one more round there, you were just going to die. I was going to let you make saving throws, but it was 20 d6 damage.
Wow.
From the heat ray.
Yeah, it's 17 plus.
Well, that's what I expected Thane to go out in a blaze of glory battling this thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, Umanak did, right? And so when he didn't, it was very disappointing. I was gonna,
terrible.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun.
Excellent.
All right.
But funny thing is, as closing straw said, one of my our viewers, he said, "Man, I don't think these guys are ever going to get out of the city." It's like, well, they just did.
They just did.
They practically burned the city to the ground. That's the only way to get out.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's
But they
us,
got it
man.
all by themselves. Yeah.
That's us, man. Yeah.
Did we do that?
Persona non grata. But like thinking, man, you took your entire house staff with you.
Oh yeah.
Thane feels a little bit like the guy at the end of the Diablo video game.
Yeah.
If you ever play that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Fantastic. All right, guys. I'm going to stop the broadcast.